Yo, RX back with another recap of UFC Paris versus Spivok. Yeah, we back. Happy Labor Day. I know I'm going to be putting this up on Monday morning, which is Labor Day. And yeah, happy Labor Day. Here's the shitty RX recap. So yeah, don't really want to waste much time with this because I'm not really feeling this, but I gotta make the recap no matter what. So yeah, only got 11 fights to recap, so this won't be too bad. I don't know how long the trailer will be. It'll be as long as I feel like making it. It probably won't be too long, maybe 20-30 minutes. Yeah, I doubt I'll do fight ideas. Maybe, you never know. So, yeah, I don't want to waste any more time, so let's just get this done. Please like, comment, sub 100 subs go by the end of the year. As always, you want to recap some fights? I do, kind of. We have 11 fights in total to recap, and we begin tonight in the women's catch weight division. As we have Jacqueline Cavalcanti versus Zarah Fairn. Nothing to say. It's literally what you would expect. Cavalcanti just destroyed Fairn for 15 minutes, and that was that. Yeah. Zarah Fairn is garbage. I have no idea how she got 3 fights in the UFC. And overall, she's just not good. Like, in her 4 fights, she's only looked even halfway passable. And one of them, and that's only because of the height advantage. The other 3, she's been fucking wrecked. And this one, she didn't even get beat up that bad. She just got outclassed. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the UFC kept her around for 4 fights over 5 years. Yeah, very weird. But UFC got UFC. Overall, this is definitely her last fight in the UFC. How could it not be? And to talk about Cavalcanti, not much to say. She had about the most bare bones debut you can have against Zarah Fairn. You look good, you won, and you go home. Yeah, not very much to say. Cavalcanti looked decent, and yeah, like, we just don't got much to say. You beat Zarah Fairn, like, good job. Let's see how Cavalcanti does in a real fight. Yeah, not very much more to say. Decent debut for Jacqueline Cavalcanti, and just not really a great fight, and a super one-dimensional fight. So, yeah, not much to say about this fight. Just want to we begin the night with something. Just get out the way, and yeah, not much to say. Great, good debut for Jacqueline Cavalcanti. She looked good. Excited to see how she does in her next fight. And Zarah, it's time to go. Because you are shitty. So, yeah, not much so. Good debut for Jacqueline Cavalcanti. After that, we had to bantamweight for a fight that was actually kind of just one-sided. As we have Farid, Basharat versus Kleydson, Rodrigues. Yeah, pretty much from what I remember of this fight, it was Farid kind of just dominated. They did a little striking, but mainly it was a grappling match, and Farid was able to just win that pretty easily. Farid's, out of the 2 brothers, he's the wrestler, and he's really good at it. He really looked good in this fight, really was able to just be a better fighter than Kleydson, and late into the first round he got the arm triangle. Kleydson didn't even try and stop it either, so yeah, just great performance by Farid Basharat. He has potential. His striking's gonna need work if he wants to go far, especially at bantamweight. But his ground game's really solid, and he has Javid in his corner to guide him. And Javid's one of the probably the top 15 bantamweight very soon. So yeah, not really much to say about Farid. This was a way better performance than his fight against Manon. And I was impressed with this one. I was really impressed by this performance. It's one of the few performances of this card I was actually impressed by. And very impressive shit by Farid. Very impressed. Not really much to say about Kleydson. And his first fight at bantamweight, they gave him really no easy matchup to fight a Basharat brother. I hope he does stay at bantamweight, flyweight, and his weight class. So I hope he does stay at bantamweight, and I'm very interested to see who they give him. Definitely a step down competition. But if he stays at bantamweight, I think he could, and he gets a step down, he'll probably get a win in his next fight. He's not a bad fighter. He's just really green. And again, for his first fight at bantamweight, they gave him no easy matchup, and it showed. So, yeah, not really much to say. I hope Kleydson stays at bantamweight. Maybe I don't know, who could he fight? Tony Kelly, some bullshit. Yeah, not much to say about this fight. Just a great performance by Farid, man, and again, very impressive performance. Definitely one of the few performances I could say that for on this card. And for Kleydson, again, stay at bantamweight, and let's see what happens next. Not very much more to say. Good performance by Farid. After that, we had to our third fight of the night, our second female fight of the night, and our second debut of the night. And we have Nora Cornolle versus Joselyne Edwards. Very different debut than Jacqueline Cavalcanti's. This was a very close fight. To look at the scorecards, try and remember what happened. This was a really close fight. I don't know what the fuck the judges were smoking. This is more accurate. This is just wrong. You can't give Nora all 3 rounds. It was a very, very close fight. What I remember, round 1, I think, was Nora's. Round 2 and 3, though, were very close, and you could give those to Edwards. I think I might have. Weird scorecard, but the 29-28 is fine. Even that's probably pushing a little bit, but overall, to whatever. Very bad debut for Nora, because all I was thinking after was, she's gonna lose when she fights someone who's actually good. Her ground game ain't great. Her fight IQ ain't too good. When she fights someone good, she's gonna lose. Even, she's at bantamweight. Let's just say she got a ranking fight, cause anyone can. Let's be honest, who does she beat? Chandler beats her. Dumont Smack crushes her. Rosa. She had a lot of holes in her game to fix, and she didn't have much time. She's 33. And at woman bantamweight, this is an open opportunity, man. Winner take all in that division right now. Go for it. I hope Nora can fix the holes in her game, because she needs to. And then I'm not going to say much about Joselyne Edwards. It's Joselyne Edwards. She's the queen of fucking robberies, it seems. And she did not get robbed here. You could score a fight for her. I did. I think. So, whatever. But I'm happy she did not get this win, because that's what she gets for that bullshit Pudilova fight. And even Pascal, so, yeah. Not very much to say. Not a great debut, but the win, she had to win, and I hope she really needs to fix the holes in her game. So, okay debut for Nora Cornolle. After that, we had to welterweight for what was a really fun fight. And we have Ange, Loosa versus Rhys, McKee. Pretty much the fight I expected. In round 1, Loosa was able to look really good. He hurt Rhys late in the round, takedowns. He was just beating him everywhere. In round 2, it was a close round, but Loosa was still pretty clearly winning. And late into the second, Loosa hurt McKee bad, and the fight could have easily been stopped. He ate like 30 unanswered punches. And then round 3, Loosa was still looking good, but he was definitely gassing, and late into the third, was really late, like 30 seconds, McKee was able to hurt Loosa bad, and almost got the finish, but too low, too late, and that was that. Clear 29-28 Loosa, and that's what the judges scored. One guy's an idiot. Yeah, pretty much what I expected. I'm confused. I'm so confused what Tapology thought. McKee ain't good. I'll give him this. He's tough as fuck. That dude is tough. He's not good. At all. Toughness and skill are different things. And McKee's tough, not very good. He has no idea how to use range. Like, he walked out to Sean O'Malley's song, but this fight would have been perfect to fight like Sean O'Malley. So, you have a giant reach advantage, giant height advantage, and you don't use it at all? Weird. Very odd. It's a terrible fight IQ by Rhys McKee. And just shown why I think he's a pointless guy to bring back. He's just not very good. He's fun, but he's not good. And then for Ange Loosa, he looked improved. His gas tank lasted longer. In the Fletcher fight, he was gassed by like the second round. In this fight, I don't think gassed till like late into the third. So, yeah, and Loosa goes to a great gym, Killcliff, gym that's known for welterweights at this point. And it shows he looked improved, he looked good. He was able to last over 15 minutes and get the win, so good for him. Loosa, dude with talent, and I'm interested to see who he fights next. So, yeah, good fight for Loosa. And just a really good fight overall. Both these guys put on a great fight. One of the few great fights on the card. And, yeah, respect to both guys, and not very much to say. Loosa looked improved, and McKee still looks like Rhys McKee, man. Not very much to say besides great fight, though. And then, to close out the prelims, we had a bantamweight bout between Taylor Lapilus versus Caolán Loughran. The long and short of this fight was, in round 1, Taylor was able to keep it on the feet and outstrike Caolán. In round 2, Caolán was able to get the wrestling going, and he did, making it a wrestling match, and he won that round. It was 1-1 going into the third, and in the third, Lapilus was just able to keep it on the feet and beat him. He was just way better striker, and it showed very quickly. So, and Lapilus was able to get the win and take the O of Caolán. Not very much to say in this fight. Lapilus, the veteran by a good amount of fights, was able to just take Caolán to school. Caolán's striking is not good. He's mainly just a wrestler, and Lapilus showed that. Yeah, really good return for Lapilus. Dude showed some, his striking looked really crisp. His ground game looked it really wasn't anything special. But again, his striking was very crisp, mainly the whole fight. And he was able to take this kid to school and take his O, which is a great return. Just a really great return. The crowd loved him. And I'm very excited to see how he does in the next fight. Maybe we can see him again this year, that'd be cool. Or maybe we see him next Paris card. He's a really nice re-addition to the bantamweight division. Only 31 years old, and again, he looked really good. So I'm very excited to see how he does on his second UFC run. Gonna be very interesting. Dude's not bad. And to talk about Caolán, we got nothing to say. First time I ever seen him fight, and right off the bat, I could tell he's not very good. So I'm not sure why he acts like he's good, and why he comes in all smug and shit when he's just a wrestler who can't strike. So yeah, he's nothing really good about him, and whatever, kid's not good. So happy he got humbled, hopefully. But yeah, besides that, we got nothing to say besides great return for Lapilus, man. He looked great. I'm happy he got the moment. He got the win, got to embrace the crowd. I'm happy for Taylor Lapilus. Great return. Can't wait to see who he fights next. Those were the prelims. Really not much to say. We had couple debuts, I don't know, like Cavalcanti looked good, Basharat looked great, Cornolle looked very underwhelming, Loosa looked good, Lapilus looked good. Overall, just a decent prelims. It's funny, like, we had so many debuts, but on prelims, only 2 of them won, and only 1 of them looked good. So does that change on the main card? Not really. But yeah, overall pretty okay prelims. Nothing memorable outside of maybe Lapilus, Loosa, and Farid. Maybe even Cavalcanti to an extent. This was just not very great. So yeah. But those were the prelims. We have 6 more fights on the main card. And let's begin with the fight that I would pleasantly surprised with, as we have Morgan Charriere versus Manolo Zecchini. Really impressed by Morgan in his debut here. Dude looked fantastic. Very few bad things I can say. Yeah, he didn't look perfect, but not far from it. He just looked great, and he looked great up until the finish. He hurt him with a body shot, went in with another body shot, and got the kill. Very clear Roundtree-like, and just a great finish and great performance. I'm very interested to see Morgan in his next fight, because again, he looked great, and dude has potential. He's 27 years old, and he's very experienced for making the UFC debut. 19-9-1, very experienced, and he could be a nice addition to the roster, man. So very interested to see how he does in the UFC, and just a great performance by Morgan. Like I said, dude is legit. I said on Twitter about, so we're opening up the card with 2 new dudes. One of them better be good. Morgan is, man. So great performance by Morgan. And I really got nothing to say about Manolo. He was literally only brought in to lose. They'll probably feed him to another guy, and then he'll get cut. So I didn't really see anything good from Zecchini anyway. So yeah, he's just here to lose. Not much to say. Great performance by Charriere, and I'm very impressed. After that, I'm not going to talk about this fight because I don't even know what to say about that stoppage. It just made no sense. So I'm just going to skip that and go to the next fight, which is Volkan Oezdemir versus Bogdan Guskov. Not much to say. Oezdemir beat up a can. This felt like Strickland and a boost. Like, you beat up an unranked dude who sucks. Nothing more to say. This Bogdan dude's terrible. Like, Jesus Christ, is he fucking terrible. Like, bruh, what were you doing? Fucking terrible performance. And then for Volkan, it was a really good performance. It's a performance he needed. He's had a couple weak performances back to back to back. Like, this was his first good performance since Latifi, and that was 2019. Like, all his other wins, this was a robbery and Paul Craig. So, yeah, this is the performance Volkan needed. Even if it was versus a layup, it's what he needed, and it's good for him, I guess. I don't know. I don't dislike Volkan, but I don't like Volkan. And yeah, and he'll be the first fighter that I do give a fight idea to. I think he should fight Ryan Spann. I think that'd be a good fight. Number 9 versus number 10 makes sense. Both guys could use a real win, and why not? Let's do that. That'd be fun. So, yeah, we got a little to say about this fight. This Bogdan dude's garbage. And for Volkan, great performance. 346 took to get this guy out of here. He might really be no time. He went back to his prime form. So, yeah, great performance by Volkan Oezdemir. Not very much to say about that. After that, we head to the best French fighter in the UFC, being the best French fighter in the UFC, because he looked amazing. We had the guy who is the thumbnail of this video. I already know that for a fact. We have Benoit Saint-Denis versus Thiago Moisés. Benoit Saint-Denis, the MVP of Paris. Dude looked amazing. Like, he had to step up in competition, kind of. And he fucking knocked out the park. Dude, since that Zaleski fight, he's just had 4 flawless performances. Like, he ran through Nicholas Stoltz, as you should. He ran through Gabriel Miranda. He destroyed Ismael Bonfim. And he destroyed Thiago Moisés. Like, that dude we saw fight Zaleski is not the guy we see now. The dude that fought Zaleski came in on short notice, up a weight class, and just got outclassed and destroyed, and he still won round 3. The dude we see now, fuck, I'll say right now, if he fights Zaleski again on a full camp, he destroys Zaleski, even at welterweight. Like, Benoit is really good. Like, he's legit. This guy looks like he can be top 15. He's tougher than nails. The Zaleski fight should show that. He's a really good striker. He has a good ground game. Dude, Benoit's a fucking problem. Like, let's just, since he's at lightweight, let's just ask the question, how does he do against ranked guys? He beats Fiorot. He probably beats Frivola. He probably beats Moicano. I might say he beats Turner. Already at the welterweight now. Dawson would be a problem. He beats Dan Hooker. And then when you get to these guys, then yeah, he'll beat Beneil, because Beneil's garbage. But the rest, yeah, he probably loses. But bear in mind, I think getting to number 9. Like, then the only guy, like, under arm on that is a problem is Grant Dawson, because Grant Dawson's really good. But he probably beats all these guys. Maybe Turner would be a problem, but maybe not. He beats Hooker. So, Benoit's really good. And he's only 27, which is even better. Like, I thought he was a little older. He's only 27. He's gonna be a real problem in that division. Like, he's just been running through everybody. And I'm happy for him. He seems like a cool dude. especially in Paris. I'm happy for him. 2-0. Let's see what's next for him. He might fight again this year. He could get in there December. Or we could see him again next year. Dude, this dude's great. I'm a big fan of Benoit. He's so fucking entertaining. And he's just a really, really great fighter. He's legit. To talk about Thiago Moisés, I got nothing to say. He was literally here to lose. He could have been the party pooper, but he's just not that good. He had nothing for Benoit on the feet, and on the ground, Benoit's just bigger, stronger, and every time they hit the ground, Thiago was just beat up and hurt by that point, so it meant nothing. Yeah, we got nothing to say. Thiago just got destroyed, as I think most people predicted, and I know I did. So, yeah. Not really much to say. Besides, Benoit Saint-Denis is a problem. I think everyone's a fan. And I am going to give out a fight idea for Benoit. A fight idea that I think anyone who knows anything about MMA will agree that we want to see. I want to see Benoit Saint-Denis versus Drew Dober. That's the fight of the year. Whatever year it happens, this year or next year, that's the fight of the night on whatever card it happens. That will be one of the best fights ever. Those two crazy motherfuckers will go to war. Fight of the year. If you want to wait till next Paris card to book that, fine. Pay-per-view, fine. After Dober beats up, I think he's fighting Ricky Glenn or some shit. After he destroys him in 2 minutes, book Dober and Benoit. That's the fight we want. We want to see a war. Let's do it. Benoit versus Drew Dober. Book it. Great points by BSD, who ain't a fan. After that, we head to the co-main event of the evening, the real main event, especially if how the main event went. We have Manon Fiorot versus Rose Namajunas. Pretty simple. Manon was just better for 15 minutes. Like, she was just a better fighter, a better striker for 15 minutes. Like, she clearly took round 1, and round 2 was clear for her. Round 3 was close, I guess. You can give Rose it, but a clear win for Manon Fiorot. Yeah. Rose might have lost the fight in round 1, to be honest, because she broke her pinky finger on her right hand really bad, and for some reason her dumbass corner never popped it back in, so she had 9 fingers for 10 minutes fighting Manon Fiorot. That was great. Yeah, really... I'll talk about Rose first, 'cause I think everyone is talking about Rose over Manon. I don't know what you really can say about Rose right now, because she's in such a weird spot. She's coming off at strawweight, the worst fight ever, and now at flyweight, she has lost her debut pretty dominantly, and now I really don't know what you do. I know a lot of people talk about retirement, but she's only 31, and she can still fight. She moved up, and for her first fight, she fought a killer. So, yeah, very bad debut for Rose, but now the only thing you can ask is what's next. And I think that question can only be answered when Rose tells us what she's doing. If she stays at flyweight, which I think she should probably do, I think she should fight Talia Santos. Both coming off big losses. Winner boosts up, loser's in a really bad spot. But if Rose wants to go back down to strawweight, I think there's the perfect fight for her there also. Amanda Lemos. Lemos coming off an embarrassing loss to Whaley. Rose is coming off an embarrassing loss in that division. Winner gets back on their feet. Loser is in a real bad spot, so... yeah, either Lemos or Talia Santos. with who I think Rose should fight next. I don't know who else you could give her. At flyweight, I really don't know. At strawweight, you could give her maybe like a Jandiroba, or you could do Andrade 3 next year after if she loses to Dern. Hell, you could do Dern, Rose and Dern. Yeah, you had options for strawweight, but I think it's either Lemos or Talia Santos. So that's what I think. I hope Rose can get back on track. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who isn't really a Rose fan. She might not be the most entertaining at times, but she's a legend. And never count out Rose, man. Right now we're talking about her retiring. In a year she'd be the fucking champion. That's just so Rose. Nothing more to say. And then talk about Manon, who I feel again is just getting completely overlooked. She looked great. For 15 minutes, she outclassed Sug Rose. Like it was nothing. Like, the most damage that happened was a fucking headbutt in the second round. Like, besides that headbutt, she didn't have a fucking mark on her face. Like, she completely destroyed Rose and looked great. And the worst thing about it is, now you have her and Ern both deserving title shots. But you have a big fight about to happen, and that fight will answer who they should fight. And I'll break down as simple as this. If Grasso beats Valentina, then Ern should fight Grasso, and Manon should be the backup. If Valentina beats Grasso and they do the trilogy, which they will, then Manon should fight Ern, maybe on the same card as the trilogy fight, and the winner, of course, fights the champion. That's what I think. Is that what the UFC is going to do? Probably. What else do you do? You have Ern's definitely front. Like, cause who had a better win? Talia Santos is better than Rose right now, especially at flyweight. And I don't know. But I think that's the perfect way to do it. If a trilogy happens, they fight. If Grasso wins, she fights Ern, and Manon can be the backup. I think that's the most logical way to do it. Nothing else really makes sense. Let's do it. Hell, if you want, you can have Manon and Ern be a fight night main event. I think they deserve it. Warner gets a title shot. Why not? So, if Grasso takes a shit ton of damage, let's say Grasso does one and she takes a shit ton of damage, and she's gonna be out for a while. Fuck, early next year, January, February, Manon, Ern for the next shot. Then the winner fights Grasso during the summer. That's that's perfect too. Like, cause as much as I think Ern definitely should get the next title shot, same time, Manon after 30-27ing Rose, she's neck and neck with Ern for who can get the next shot. So the only way to solve that, fucking fight between them. So yeah, either gonna do that or Ern should get the next shot. I don't think you can just give Manon the next shot unless Ern gets hurt. Then fine, but if Ern's healthy and ready to go, you do Ern versus the champion before Manon. But Manon doesn't fight again unless it's a title fight, so or Ern Blanchfield. So yeah, actually, you could do an interim title fight between Manon and Ern while they do the trilogy. I don't know, it's weird, but either way, Manon and Ern, I think will both. Actually, the reason I just thought of this, I actually hope Grasso wins, because then I think both Manon and Ern get a title shot, because then Ern can fight and then Manon can fight the winner. So I think that's perfect. So yeah, really not much more to say besides amazing performance by Manon. She's legit. And she's definitely next in line, neck and neck with Ern. And then for Rose, I really don't know. I really don't know what to say about Sug Rose after this fight. She's in a weird spot. I hope she can bounce back, man. Hope she can bounce back. Great performance by Manon. And then, I'm not going to waste your time with the main event. this can beat up a guy who literally has no striking and didn't fight back. No one cares. Loughran is still garbage. Next. Oh, boom. That's the card. I know this is a quicker video, but I'm not feeling it. I'm shocked I actually made this. So you got what you got. I'm sorry, but happy Labor Day. So, to go over my picks, I went 8 of 11, 5 perfect, 550. I really only got 1 wrong, and that was this can. This I don't even know what to say, and whatever, Gone sucks. So, the bonuses went to 5 of the night, Benoit and Moisés. Performance of the night to Morgan and Gone. I agree with these two, I disagree with this garbage. I would give performance bonus to Volkan Oezdemir, or even Farid Basharat before a shitty Loughran. So, yeah, really not much more to say there. Gone's garbage. So, yeah. Not very much more to say, unless I'm gonna talk about something. The card was good. Not really. I take that back. The card was mid. If you missed the card, what would I tell you to rewatch? Farid, Loosa, maybe Lapilus if you want. Definitely Morgan, Charriere. Skip this. That's just confusing. You could rewatch this. Well, not rewatch, but you could watch this on your first watch. Definitely Benoit and definitely Manon. Skip this garbage. This guy's not worth your time. But really, the only fights I would tell you to skip are Cavalcanti, Cornolle, Gomez, and Shitty. So, yeah, the rest, I'd say watch. If you just look at those fights, the card is pretty decent. Like, Basharat was great, Loosa was a fun fight, Lapilus was okay, Morgan looked amazing, Oezdemir was fine, Benoit's the GOAT, and Manon looked great, so, yeah, just really not much more to say. Besides, very mid card in Paris. I do think the first card was better, but whatever. This one was whatever. At least we got shit like this, which saved the card. And this should have been the main event, and this should have been the co-main. So, whatever. But, yeah, not very much more to say. You'll hear from me again next Friday, for a breakdown of UFC 293, a card and main event no one cares about. And then you'll hear me recap at either Sunday 1 p.m. EST or Monday 10 a.m. EST. So, yeah. More likely it'll be Sunday, but you never know with me. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, sorry it's out late, but happy Labor Day. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I don't know. If I'm being honest, you got a better video today than you would have yesterday. So, just being honest. So, yeah, unless I'm gonna say something, I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me how you did on picks, tell me what you thought of the card, tell me all of that. Please like, comment, sub, 100 subs goal by the end of the year. And as always, RX out. Benoit is the GOAT.